We're talking 10 reasons why age matters in relationships. Now, welcome back to part 2. We're going to go through reasons 7 through 10. Stay tuned.
Are you ready for some controversy? Yeah. Are you ready for some fun? Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready for some laughs? Yeah. Let's get unfiltered with Cycle 4081.
Energy and lifestyle differences. That's number 7 on the reasons why age matters. So you might want to go out. The other one wants the peace and the routine stuff, which we also, we often find that, especially people in our age range, they don't want to go out to party. They're done the club thing. They've done we call it the thrill seeking thing. They don't want to do the bungee jumping and all that other craziness, at their age. They're not trying to rush death or the feeling that they're, moving closer to death. Right. So the question is, can two people with different energy levels sustain long-term attraction? I see. All right. So Paul says no. He's pretty confident in that no part. Lexa, you're a no on that. Amara, you look like you're iffy on that.
I'm confused. Say it again.
So can two people with different energy levels sustain long-term attraction? Now think about
I don't know.
I say yes for me.
Yes?
For me, that would be a yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have
Yeah,
somebody,
I think it's a yes for me too.
yes for Aisha. So and I don't know what stage you guys are on. If you're a homebody, you're not the clubbing type. You're not the thrill seeker. You're not I want to get on this roller coaster, right? And the other person wants to. You don't think that,
For me, it's actually been just the opposite. I
really?
think that once I turned 40, I just like leveled up in my own energy and the things that I was excited and interested in doing. Not so much the club scene per se, but when you were talking about bungee jumping
Mm-hmm.
or different sports or different like outdoor activities. Always raring, I don't know about always, but I'm often raring to go. And I've actually found that my younger partners, I don't know what they're feeding these kids, but they're actually like more sedate, like more like they, more
Like
wanting
garbage food,
to, yeah,
processed
it's
food.
I agree. Like, I'm often concerned with like the level of lethargy in that generation versus mine. But I do think, I think it's all sustainable if there's communication. There's also has to be a willingness or ability to name a thing like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is where, and I don't know if it's necessarily an age thing, but it's always a communication thing. If you're able to say, this is where I am and this is what I want, and the person to be able to clearly assess where they are and what they want. And there's an acknowledgement that there could be a variance in there, and how do those variances get met, whether it's in different relationships or different friendships or alone, but that's going to be with anything. But I've actually seen or felt the opposite. I also wanted to kind of circle back to the financial challenges or the financial differences that were lifted up in one of the previous questions. I'm curious, like with the guys, like how they feel. Oh, I know they haven't had any big differences in age for dating an older woman, but I've dated younger, and I date like more mask presenting women who have found like it demasculating to have a partner who either makes a significantly more a significantly higher income than they do, or
Mm.
has a different social economic status because of the age gap that Lex lifted up. That when you have 14, 15 years on somebody, that tends to come with a different financial, I mean, if you've depending, but like for me, it means that I tend to have a higher income or a higher spending threshold than my partners. And some have taken that to be like, great, like let's spend, let's go. And some have felt like, well, what do I have to offer if not a financial component in this relationship?
That's an interesting thing you brought up when the you said that they might feel emasculated, or so I think when it comes to men and the woman being older, more mature, more money, controlling things, I think there's a, not always, but there's a perception of control, and that's what probably gets the male kind of off center when it comes to that. So I think that does make a difference. Like for me personally, I don't care. I would love for my partner, wife, whatever, to make double what I make. I have no problems with that. I don't feel no type of way where, she makes more than I do. I don't care. So, that doesn't shake my confidence or anything. But it's the control factor. So if they got into a situation where, they were making more than me, but in their mind they were trying to control me, then that would be a problem. But Tina's there. I want to ask you this. You know, can two different people can two people with different energy levels sustain long term attraction?
So two people with different energy levels, not
What's up,
necessarily
Tina? What's up?
income.
Yeah,
Hey,
two
Paul,
two
how are
different
you?
two different energy levels. Two different energy levels. Can they sustain
Um,
long term attraction?
it depends. I think that is situational. I think a lot of it depends on the age and what type of energy they have. Like, and an example of that, when I was much younger, I was thriving. I had a lot of energy. I wanted to go. I couldn't sit down. So I was looking for someone that could match that, or it didn't matter if someone had less energy or didn't like to do as much as I did, because if they're interested in you, they're going to kind of come along because, they want to be with you. Now that I'm older, I'm not looking for that thrill seeking. I'm not looking for um I don't have that high level of energy, if you will. So I'm not looking for someone that necessarily has a high level of energy. So I think um two people with different energy levels could could sustain. However, it's relative. Like it's relative.
Now the key
Are we
word in
talking
that
about when I was younger? Are we talking about right now?
now the key
Yeah.
word in that is long term. So
No,
okay.
not not for me. No.
And
Okay.
that's what I said.
I'm
Okay.
speaking for me. No, not for me now.
Okay.
I like to do things, and but yeah, long term. Every now and then, yeah, sprinkles of it, but not all the freaking time.
Okay. So that was number
What do you
seven.
think, Lamar?
Energy and lifestyle difference. That's number seven. Number eight.
Okay.
Now number eight of why age matters. Long term health concerns or considerations, right? So a large age gap could mean caregiving roles sooner than expected. Can we fathom that? Right? So the question is, would you stay if your partner aged into dependency much earlier than you? Now,
I would.
you would.
And again, situation depends on the medical concern, how much caregiving I needed to give, what type of care I needed to give. I wouldn't just leave them, especially if I was in love with them and it was something that happened abruptly, not necessarily something that I came into the relationship knowing. Yeah. Um, I would say.
Okay, so let me give you a scenario. You meet a guy. He's on your energy level. Everything's fine. He's 73. He's 73 years old. Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect age for
Okay.
me.
So, and you have to realize that at some stage when you're advancing in age and he's advancing in age, that difference, it might say, 12, 15 years, but as time goes on, it's going to be effectively 20, 30 years, right? So wouldn't be a consideration for you to like say, nah, I can't do this?
No, it wouldn't be an issue for me personally.
Okay.
It would not. And I wholeheartedly mean that. I mean, I think if you can kind of go back to the first Zoom that I join, I would prefer an older guy,
Okay.
someone that is more seasoned, someone that, you know, is more stable, not
Okay.
necessarily just financially, but, just
Mentally,
being able to,
emotionally.
yeah,
Right.
exactly, exactly. So, not saying that a younger person wouldn't, but for me, where I am, I
Hmm.
would prefer an older guy. I wouldn't date a younger guy.
So,
So, if they had health issues eventually,
mhm.
depending on what it was, I wouldn't just walk away.
Okay. So you're definitely, you have no fear of
No.
that impending doom.
I mean, it's inevitable for all of us. I
Yes.
mean, we have more years behind us than we do ahead of us. So, it's all on what you prefer. I mean, not saying that I'm looking or seeking someone that is, or I'm hoping that something happens, but having been a caregiver for my mom for 5 years, that was day in and day out. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, it's not new to me. And I know how much it matters. And
Right.
having lost her, abruptly, it definitely, it definitely
It conditions
changes
you.
you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see things
Yeah.
differently.
Okay.
I'm not callous, I'm not, yeah, selfish. So yeah.
So for the persons who dated much older, that would be Dimitri and Alexis. I'm going with Alexis. Would that be a concern to you?
I think it, so to answer the question, no, it wouldn't be a concern for me. Even and I only speak on a 30-year distance that I had in that relationship, but it wouldn't have been a concern for me because I know that a couple of things. If she had a certain health issue or something like that, she would have been like, "Look, we move in together because we weren't living together at the time."
Hmm.
And obviously, what she has going for her, she would pay the bills, and I would just take care of her.
Okay.
And that's how it would have went. It would have been an issue if had been like this was an older person in a situation that financially can't even really afford to have me help them or have anybody else help them, like then it would have been different. um so I think that that factor plays in.
I was just thinking about it when you was talking that we mentioned health concerns, but there's another factor when it comes to that as well, and that's a lot of times people are superficial when it comes to certain things. So let's give an example. If you're 25 and the other person's
Hmm.
50, right? When
Hmm.
when you're 50 and they're 75,
Hmm.
sometimes I think that the physical attraction may wane a bit, right? Because
That's
now you're
true.
you're
Yeah.
at different stages. At 50, somebody might still be, very what was it, that they had that high vitality, where somebody at
Right.
75 is, you know. So I think that may occur. I don't know how you
Hmm.
guys feel about that. Like, if would you, and I don't know if we can actually say that because you haven't been there, but do you think that could be a factor if you both aging and that person's aging faster? Obviously, because when we get older, it
Yeah.
seems that it's faster than when we were younger.
I, once again, speaking on my situation, she worked out a lot,
Hmm.
so it almost was like at times, like Aisha said, I think I was eating pretty badly back then. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck she was eating, but a lot of times she'd have more energy than or whatever. And I'd be like, you need to sit the hell down. And she'd be like, nah, I'm up to keep going. So I say that to say, like, as she aged, it was like wine,
Hmm.
because she was like, no, I like to dance, I like to go work out, I like to do these things and still live my life. And so I think as she was aging, it was like still like, okay,
But in
you're
your
doing fairly
case,
well.
when you're 50 and she's 80,
Yeah. You
does it
know,
matters, right?
I think it would matter. Yeah, but I also think that, if we were together for that long enough period of time, I think love would outdo
Okay.
um outdo the physicality,
All right, so let me ask the
Yeah, to be
guy.
together alone. Yeah.
Let me ask the guy on this. The guys, right? You now. I'm gonna make it uh, less advantageous to you, Paul. You're 50. You know. All right. Let's say you're 50 and she's 65, but she's young, energetic. Everything's decent, right? Do you think that when you're 65 and then she's 80, you're gonna feel the same, or would it be a factor in your relationship?
Would I feel the same about her?
Yeah, would you think, would it come across your mind to say, you know what, I gotta, you know, flee the sinking ship?
No, no,
Okay, okay.
no.
I would like to poll guys, but they would have to take. We have to shoot them with some truth serum. But I would like to poll them to see what they would say. Dimitri, how would you feel?
Obvious. I would be the same. I don't think it'd be any difference.
Okay, okay.
So get that.
I'll think about those things though. I do.
Mm,
I really do when it comes to my life, because for me, um, I'm 53 years old. Um, man, I work out every day. I eat right because of the fact that I want to always maintain my energy and vitality. And if I have a partner, whatever stage they're in, whether they're older or younger, I want to be able to enjoy life with that particular person. So for me, that's why I go through the things that I go through as far as um, health wise and things like that.
okay, okay. Makes sense.
We ride together, we die together, couples for life.
Okay.
Ain't no change.
And you know what I say to that?
That
Easier,
sounds scary, Dimitri.
easier said than done.
Mhm.
Easier said than done,
It is.
right?
It is.
So
Yeah,
number
yeah,
nine,
I don't even agree with that statement.
number nine,
Yeah.
financial positioning. Now I want to go to Tina for this one specifically because we had this conversation before. Now when we talk about financial positioning, different career stages equal different money mindsets, right?
Mhm.
So does financial imbalance help or hurt relationship stability?
I, that's definitely dependent on the situation, the individual, your mindset, where you are, how much growth, maturity you have, if money is important to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think during the segment that you're speaking about, I'm not going to date anyone or be attracted to someone that is working at McDonald's,
Okay.
Wendy's, or someone. I'm not just going to run into those people.
Right.
I work in corporate America, so not saying that those professionals are the type that I prefer. I do not. However, I do want someone that has stability.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a scenario, right? You go into the library and you meet a younger man. Let's say he's
He
30,
has to be older.
35. Oh, so you cut them off right off the rip.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So I guess that
He's
makes a
cut.
difference.
He's
Now,
cut.
all right. So for the ladies, um, you go into the library, you meet a younger guy who's, let's say 30, 35. For Alexa, that he's 22 because it matters for you, right? And you guys hit it off. You vibe and whatever. You know, he's a intellectual. You're an intellectual. Y'all find out you like the same foods, you like the same things, whatever. You exchange numbers. You get out, and you discover that, oh, this guy's 35 or 30. Let me just say 15 years younger than you, and he's working as a barista at a little neighborhood coffee shop, making, what's minimum wage? Is it what, 15? $15 an hour?
In
All right.
some
In New York,
places.
it's 16.
16. Okay, let's say he's
Yeah.
let's say he's making $16 an hour. Okay. What are you going to do?
I mean, First off, it would probably be a girl, but
Okay.
neither even if it was a guy. If it was a guy, there's a definite hell no. And if it was a woman, it's still a no because I just don't date under I think it's now 28. I think I upped the limit. It used to be 25.
Okay.
And I just had to up it to a couple more years because it's I don't know what they're feeding or giving these kids. But yeah, so the answer is no. And I think just off the age alone, it's just not gonna work for me.
Okay. Okay.
It
Yeah.
bump all the rest. It's like the age is that's not gonna work. I just feel like for where I'm at, I'm 32, about to be 33 this year. And then for me to be dating somebody 10 years younger, it's like this is a child to me.
Right.
Like under 23, 25. I mean, 25 is cutting. I mean, they would man, yeah, no. It's just like just giving R. Kelly. I can't even
So I
fathom
want
it.
to I want to ask you guys something though now because that brings up another question. What is your floor and what is your ceiling? Meaning at your age right now, what is now you don't if you don't have one, that's fine because everybody doesn't have one. But if you have one, what is your floor and what is your ceiling as far as ages you would get into a relationship with? Not just dating, but like a actual serious relationship. Let's go with Mr. 3+ over here, Paul.
Now, no, my floor would be like 40,
40.
40 years old.
Okay.
Mm.
40 and you're
My ceiling
53.
would be
Okay.
like, yeah, my ceiling would be like, I would say, like 65, 70.
Okay. Okay. It's okay. That's interesting. Dimitri, what's your floor and your ceiling as far as age? Now you don't have to say the age if you don't want to. You can just say the how many years younger and how many years older if that's okay.
I would say about 58
58 is your ceiling.
ceiling
Okay.
and 55 the floor, I guess.
55?
Yeah.
No. No. Your ceiling is the youngest you would date.
Oh, whoa.
That's the floor.
My
The
bad.
floor is
He's
the
probably talking
floor.
about he be squirreling and be in his TV. I need
I
your
would
attention
say
on
I
your
was
phone, sir.
I would say the ceiling would be I would say the ceiling would be like 29.
Whew.
The ceiling?
Now,
29.
No, all right. Let me let
Yeah.
me let's,
No,
let me reiterate this.
there's
The
a Trump
ceiling
number.
the ceiling is the oldest you would date.
Well, I think you said the youngest. Okay.
No, the ceiling's up, right? And the floor is
the
at the
Yeah,
floor,
bottom,
the
that's what
right?
floor
that's
is
why
the
I said
youngest.
okay, that's why I said
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
so I said 50 59 58 59
Okay,
when you
so
said ceiling.
so the ceiling for you is 50 to 59.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the floor? What's the
The
lowest?
floor would be 28, 29.
28, 29. Okay. Okay, and you're
Yeah.
45?
45.
45. Okay. Okay. Um Amara,
Mine is 10 in both directions.
10 and both. Okay. Okay, that's reasonable. That's a little that's a sliding scale.
Yeah.
Tina,
Mine is 10 for the ceiling and right where I am,
oh,
so it's not even gonna move. It doesn't go down.
okay, so
It's
it's plus
yeah,
10 and then
plus
even.
10.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alexa, I mean
I
Alexis.
got a larger I got a larger scale. I think I go as low as 28 and
Okay.
my ceiling is I probably go back with the 64, 65 is my
Okay.
ceiling. I mean, I
Okay.
was already up there and it was a great time. Shit. It was a
Hmm.
great time. So,
Okay.
shit, I tried again on the right circumstances. Yeah.
Okay. Aisha, do you have a particular floor and ceiling when it comes to dating?
Yeah, I think, it depends what day you catch me on, but right now it's like 15 in both directions.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm
Okay.
kind of open. And to your barista question, like that would work for me. Like if they're happy,
Hmm.
I'm happy.
Okay.
They're feeling good about what they're doing and grounded in themselves, and then I don't care how
Money is
much
definitely not an
money
issue for
they,
you.
they make.
Okay.
Yeah, like it really
I
is not
thought
my
I thought you was
concern.
talking about me, bro.
No.
I thought you were talking about because that's actually what I do.
Are you really?
I just started a job while in med school as a
you
barista. So I
know,
was like, what
you
the
know,
fuck?
I got
Okay.
I got that from a TV show, by the way. That's why that scenario came in my head.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
Mark, you in there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
What's going
So
on?
we were talking about the financial positioning, but we ended up talking about
About
your
your
floor and your ceiling as far as who you would date, or I mean, when I say date, I mean in a serious relationship. Do you have a bottom age or years below and a top?
Bottom age
Yeah, like
for
how
the
many?
person.
Yeah, like what would be your the youngest and your oldest, or how many years difference?
I, I think for the youngest, I would probably say nothing. This is hard. This is hard. I'm messing my intelligent younger people, but I would say nothing more than 5 years under me
Okay, 5 years under and older.
and above. Um, well, that's a difficult one. I guess above. I'm not gonna go anything too wild, like 40 years above anything like that. I
Okay,
would say something like no more than 10, 12 years.
10, 12 years. Okay, okay, that's reasonable for most people, I think. Right?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think so. 10, 12 years might be.
So for me, there's a sliding scale. Um, I don't think too much into it, but I know there the floor. You can't be younger than my kids or the same age. My kids cannot go have been to school with you. Okay, that's a bottom line. Older, I'm gonna say I want to say 10 years older. Yeah, I would say 10 years older. So that's a my children determine the low part, and now not saying that I would go that low. I'm just saying that that's a definitely right off the rip. That's a null and void. But yeah, it does make a difference. So the last reason why age matters, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, experience imbalance. That's when one partner may have seen it all while the other one is still exploring. That could be a problem, right? So the question to you is it unfair when one partner is still discovering life while the other one is experimenting? Now I would say, is it unfair? Is it chances of being successful? Put it that way. Let's go with see Tina.
Lucky me.
Yes.
So I haven't dated in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I dated was someone my age. And because I was a caregiver to my mom, I hadn't had the free time to do a lot of things, activities, go places. And when I was able to have someone sit with my mom and I was with this person, I was like, let's go here, let's go there. And I was
Mm,
like, you already done that. I don't want to do that.
right.
So I think it depends on, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the age. A life circumstance, a situation could have occurred that prohibited you from venturing out or going out or, having any type of entertainment. And that definitely was the situation for me. I think if I met someone that wasn't as cultured or someone who didn't have as many experiences I had or wasn't able to do it, it wouldn't turn me off. It
Okay.
really wouldn't.
Now, what about them? On the other hand, if if somebody has, let's say, way less experience than you, do you think they would feel some type of way if every time something comes up, you do live, lend that bit of wisdom to them,
I mean, as long as experience isn't stupidity,
right? Okay.
you just haven't experienced it, and It's not, lack of book knowledge or book smarts or education. Uh, if that's not the case and they just haven't experienced a lot, I'm okay with that. But if
Okay.
you're just dumbfounded and, aren't able to, construct a sentence or, have a conversation, then that's something totally different.
Okay.
But if it's because you lived in your hometown for all your life and you haven't traveled or done anything, I'm not going to hold that against
The
you.
ventured out of the neighborhood, which is what I found when I got to Baltimore.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay,
Sure.
Paul. What do you
Mm,
think? Does that does that
I'm sorry.
does that affect
But
does that affect a relationship when one person has seen it all, done it all, and the other person has done nothing, saw nothing? Like I said, they never ventured outside their neighborhood.
I think it does. I
Okay.
think it does because once again, you got to look at the two different stages of life. Especially with the person who's experimenting.
Right.
With the person who's experimenting, they're open to everything. They want to do everything. They're even open to making as many mistakes as they can.
Right.
You know, whereas the person who's more experienced, who have seen things, have done things, they've already bypassed their mistake stage and their stupid mistake stage and things like
Right.
that. They don't want to go back to that, nor
Right.
do they want to interact with a person who is still going through that.
Okay.
Because when in a relationship, you're connected. So ultimately, though that person's mistakes becomes yours in
Okay.
some indirectly or directly.
Right.
So
I'll buy that. I'll buy that. What about you, Amara?
Who's
What's
watching
that
TV
question?
now?
No, I was actually trying to order food because I'm hungry. Um, can't concentrate. Run that question by me one more time.
Do you think that if you have a situation where one person has seen it all, done it all, and the other person has seen nothing, done nothing, do you think that is a basically, easy way of putting it, a disaster waiting to happen?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because that's exactly what happened in my marriage.
Okay. So
Yeah,
who was the older in your marriage?
he is. He's
He's
older than me
okay.
by 4 years, and he was born and raised in St. Pete, Florida.
Okay. Never got out.
Never, he never even went on vacation a
Oh
day in his
wow.
life.
Okay.
And so when I graduated my master's degree, um, graduation was in DC. So I turned that into like honeymoon slash first vacation slash this is the first time he's ever been on a plane type of trip. And we were there for 5 days and I paid for everything. And it was after I got my master's degree that my our marriage went crazy because it's like I was doing more. I'm cultured. I'm from Puerto Rico. We traveled. My dad was in the Air Force. So it's not like we were never just stationary. So he didn't know about doing different things in life other than going to work and going home.
So
So when I introduced
in your dynamic, do you think that maybe it was more intimidating to him because you had this
absolutely.
worldly experience? And
Absolutely. He
okay.
he was it ended up being that he was jealous of me
Okay.
because I did have that cultured life and I did see different things and I tried to include him in a lot of stuff that my family did. When we went places, I tried to include him and he's like, "Oh, his excuse was I don't have the money. I don't have the money." I was like, "I got the money. Don't worry about it. Just show up." But he was so stuck on how he was raised that his mom always taught him don't go nowhere unless you have your own money. And then she also instilled a lot of fear in him about, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? You don't know what's going to happen. And so he never went anywhere. He never did anything but went to work and went home.
Oh,
And it caused a lot of problems in our marriage. A lot.
so yeah, it was a more or less a mindset thing for him.
Absolutely. And then it turned into a jealousy thing because he cried to me a couple of times about, "Oh, you're going to leave me. Why? Why am I going to leave you?" He goes, "Because you got your degrees." I was like, "What does that have to do with the price of rice in China?" I was like, I chose you. I
So,
wake up every morning and I choose you again. It's
so
like,
I guess that goes
where
back
the
to
fuck
what
am I going?
somebody mentioned it earlier when you have the man, when they have a woman who makes more than them or has done more than them, more educated than just everything. It can be for some men, it can be intimidating and make them feel less of a man.
Hey Brian, excuse me. I just want to ask her: was it fear that the mom installed in him, or was it she was prepping him sort of for life? Because I remember growing up, my mom told me gave me the same speech. But her speech was don't ever let a woman. This was coming from a single woman's point of view at the time. Never let a woman pay for you or take care of you. And my father gave me a similar speech was you don't sit around. It was the same message but different deliveries. You don't sit around and let a woman take care of you or do for you. You stretch out and you do it for yourself. You take care of both of you. Now you guys can help each other, but you take care of both of you. My father always instilled in me to try to get out and do things so that you're not hindering or burdening someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So are you sure that was fear that she instilled in him, or maybe he turned it into a fear? Because it kind of sounds like a message you would want all your kids to have. Don't let anybody take care of you.
He
Especially your
didn't get
sons.
he didn't get the second half of that message. The second half that your daddy told you about taking care of you and her, he didn't get that part of the message
Mm.
Oh,
because
okay.
it was more of what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, and that's all it's ever going to be. I was raised where when a man and a woman get married, they become one. Everything becomes one.
Okay.
That never happened in my marriage.
So he wasn't conditioned from the start to actually go into a marriage.
Right.
And I think that's
And
some of
then
the
he
things
was
that we lose.
emasculated. He was emasculated by his first wife.
Oh, okay. So that makes a difference too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that
Yeah,
does.
yeah. So
I think that I gave him grace.
Definitely.
I gave him 6 years of grace.
and how much do you think he would have needed?
Oh, I don't know because on our 5 year anniversaries when he tried to break my neck,
Oh,
and
oh,
that's when I was done.
okay.
Mm,
Okay. So
the breaking neck.
those things come in when you talk about what happened with the past relationship. We talked about that in the prior, you know,
Segment, yeah.
episode. Yeah. So now you guys just to keep in mind that we do have some other ones that's going to be coming up pretty soon. I'm gonna make this statement, and I'm going on record, right? And we're going to talk about why women cheat more. Okay, so we're going to have that, and for those who believe that women cheat more, that's going to be our thing, and we're going to prove to listeners that this is why women cheat more. So, but in the in
Women cheat more than
fairness,
men.
in fairness, I'm going to have another episode that's going to follow that says why men cheat more. Here's why, right? So there'll be those
First.
those
I
people.
I think the only answer is if there's more women in the world, then yeah, then that's why we cheat more. You know,
Well,
if there's more than
now,
we outnumber the men.
and
Well,
one of those
definitely.
questions,
Yes.
in both of those questions, is we're going to actually define what do you consider cheating because there's no real definition for that. Everybody has their own. And then we're going to have one on who cheats more. There's going to be a situation where you guys can convince the other side who's right and who's wrong. Okay, so just keep in mind that's coming up. And like I said, I'm gonna have my evidence. I'm gonna have my receipts to show you why women cheat more. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get
I need to see those receipts because
Excuse me.
my
Yeah, I
experience,
want to
in
see. I
my
would like to see him too,
experience,
Ryan.
I've always been cheated on. I have never been the one that cheated. I've always been cheated on.
Okay. Well,
Now,
As an
I do.
adult. Let me
If
rephrase that. As an adult.
as an adult,
if you guys don't mind, I would like to make a comment on what she said. I don't want to turn it into a talking point, but I just want to make sure I heard it right. Women cheat more because there's more women in the world than it is
I
men.
was saying that's the only reason. That's the only
oh, you're
Uh,
reason.
saying okay,
okay.
okay. So you
Okay.
say you were playing the numbers game.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, if
I
if if every if there's 7 women and then there's the ratio is 4 men, it's like, okay, well, there you
You
have
go
it.
cheat. All right. So for you guys, if you have not, go to www.psycho, psycho 4081.com. At the bottom of that website, there's a newsletter. Please sign up there because I'll be sending out notices of certain things like contests and upcoming episodes. So, but I want to thank you guys. I need a word of the day. Let's see, Aisha, you're a newbie here. Give me a word of the day.
Suppression.
Suppression. Okay. So today's word of the day is suppression. And for those who don't know, if we have a word of the day for most episodes, and at the end of the month, if you email that word of the day for each episode, you have an opportunity to win a prize. And people have been falling short, so just putting it out there. Email it to unfiltered.psycho4081@gmail.com. If you get that in at the end of each month, and I'll send out a newsletter, reminding people, you'll first come, first serve, whoever gets there. And we got some really nice gifts thanks to my mama. So, yeah. So check it out. Make sure you hit that, what do you call the notification? No, what did I say? Not notification.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Thank you. Subscribe. So
Hey,
we get,
Brian,
yeah.
excuse me. This word of the day thing, I didn't want to say anything, but it's just boiling my blood right now. I won word of the day 3 times. I spoke to you, your sister, and your mom. They told me it was on the way, but you keep telling me it's hung up in the mail and it's going to Africa and stuff like that. What's going on? Can you explain that to me before you get off?
So, like I said, I keep receipts, and there's nobody who sent in the words of the day for the month. But feel free to go back to those other months and count those words of the day. And spelling does not count. So I think when you sent yours in, but with the words of the day, the spelling was so bad that we didn't know what the words were.
Okay, maybe that was it because me and Paul and Dimitri had a side conversation, and we wanted to know where our gift was. But
Yeah,
that's passe. That's passe. We'll
it,
forget about
it
that.
was that
All
spelling.
right, so
That spelling.
does this start for May, or does it go back to those other dates too?
It goes back to January. So
Goodness.
if you can catch up, like for all those different episodes that we had words of the day, and then we forgot to give one here and there, but if you can get those in and email them, it's going to be whoever sends it in. We'll backdate them. So, and I got some prizes to give out, and I'm big on comedy show tickets as well. So
Heard that before.
yeah, but yeah, our
Wait,
favorite.
are those comedy tickets going to be, or like, when it comes to stuff like that, is it going to be like where the person is at, or we got to fly and get a hotel and all of
Yes.
that shit?
So I'm glad you mentioned that. So it actually is wherever the winner is located.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
that's not
So yeah, we can't
that's
expect everybody to
beneficial.
come up to Atlantic City or Baltimore or whatever. So yeah, it's wherever, and that was part of our thing when we planned to do this. The make connections with every comedy club, and all over, even in different countries. So that was something that now, mind you, we're not giving you tickets to see Cat Williams or anybody is going to cost an arm and a leg. So just keep that
Okay,
in
good,
mind.
because I'm in Vietnam right now, and I'm ready to go to see some comedy. I'll backdate the word of the day.
Hey, and you know what? And we'll service you. So that's good.
And please, everybody, look at the dates on the tickets. Make sure it's for this year.
okay. Side question. Aisha, how do you like Vietnam?
I love it. I love every part of it. Right now, I'm in the north, but the south is wonderful. The people are wonderful.
Okay.
The food is great. The weather's
Food is
good.
excellent.
Okay.
Yeah,
Heard it's
10
really
out of
cheap out
10. The
there.
prices, whoa,
Yeah.
beyond cheap. Beyond
I'm
cheap.
I'm I'm going to visit in I would say by January.
Okay,
You're
that could
gonna
be a
visit?
great time.
Okay. Okay. So you guys, I thank you for joining in. This was a very enlightening conversation, and I look forward to you guys joining some future episodes. But if you go to that website again, psycho4081.com, click on the events page. Okay, so I think probably 15 or so different podcast episodes that's going to be coming up that you guys can join in. And like I said, if you you email us or hit that contact us, and you want to send in a suggestion, I am open. So I got some really good ones, and we're gonna talk about reparations. We're gonna talk anything controversial. We're gonna talk about obviously the male versus female when it comes to stuff like that. We're gonna talk about colorism, okay, which is a serious thing here in the U.S. and other countries as well. We're gonna talk about why MAGA is a cult, okay. So we're gonna try to trigger as many people as we possibly can. So thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Time is relative. How many lives do you give? You're born, then you die. Laws of nature do not lie. Without you, I can't see. Place to place, you move quickly. You are timeless, timeless, timeless. You are timeless, timeless, timeless. We are close yet far. You are my old shining star. You're my guiding light. You brighten up my dark night. Take me from the dark, a firefly in the park. You are timeless, timeless, timeless. You are timeless, timeless, timeless. I love your vibration, a spectrum of sensation. You make my sky blue, say yellow, orange, and red too. Love what you've shown me. Thank you for making me see. You are timeless, timeless, timeless. You are timeless, timeless, timeless. My heart's a black hole. You can't escape, play your role. Don't care what you do. I wanna travel with you. Don't need fancy cars. We can move about the stars. I know you have fame. Everybody knows your name. You are timeless, timeless, timeless. You are timeless, timeless, timeless. You are so timeless, timeless, timeless. You are so timeless, timeless, timeless. Let me be timeless, timeless. I wish I could change.